Okay, today's the day we install the Warn winch on my Super Duty. All right, so we got parts all ready, everything's unpackaged. We're working on getting the airbox out. Batteries disconnected, both of them, and then we're gonna pull this bumper up, get this truck in the air, get this bumper off. First things first, when you buy this, it does not come with a manual, and you have to go download it on off of Ford's site. Tells you exactly where to go. I think it's 58 pages long, something like that. But there's some updated procedure stuff, some issues with the synthetic line hitting on the air dam below the bumper. These screws need to come out, but there's some updated stuff. And then I'll tell you, these instructions are very detailed. Great 3D CAD renderings, so you're not going to have an issue knowing what to do. At least I don't think so. And if you do, then you probably shouldn't be installing it yourself. But we'll judge that later after we get this done and see how well and easy it is. Let's get going. All right, right now we're pulling the airbox off the top. We're going to disconnect the math sensor. Just pull that thing off real quick, and then pull the actual airbox down here off. And that's, I believe, is going to give us a route to install the wire harness for the winch. So we're going to get to it right now. Go ahead. If you need instruction on how to do that, Ford has all sorts of stuff in YouTube videos, but we're just going to get this thing done and move from there. All right, we're getting this airbox out. Just a quick reminder, make sure you have a 3/8 hex. That's how you get that box out. And then a little clip, pull out the air intake to the airbox. And then you got a little 7mm back there, and we should be able to pull it right up. So if you don't want to follow instructions that Ford gives you, we're not. We're just pulling the dang thing off. Quick and easy. That's how it comes out. Lift's a little off. I gotta adjust that. But it's going up. Make it nice to work under the truck. Pull that bumper off. Probably right about there. Alright, rested on the supports, we are ready to rock. Okay, truck's in the air, let's pull this bumper off. Again, it'll show you right here in the manual. Ford tells you to follow WSM procedures in section 501-19. I think we're just gonna pull the darn thing off. Alright, we pulled the front plastic fascia off. Just a clip here and a clip here. This whole thing, just keep it all together. Don't try to, it's 3 pieces, but do that and you just got a couple of your little Christmas tree. I think there's 4 that pop out there, and then your split bolts, plastic split bolts up here, whatever they're called. I don't know. Pull those things out, 8 total. Pop that side with your plastic trim tool. That side with the plastic trim tool comes right out. Those 8, 4 and 4 each side, those will come off. And then on the crash bar on the inside, these 2, one there, come off. And disconnect your light harness. Oh, that's for your LEDs and all the other goodies. I do have an engine block heater, but we're gonna pull this bumper off first, get it supported, pull it off a little bit, and go from there. 18mm seems to be the socket that works the best to pull this sucker off. So, all right, we got the bumper basically unbolted, in place, sitting on a transmission jack. Put some 2x4s under and a pad to hold it in place. You know, you can different ways to do that, but that's how we're doing it. Make sure you undo these little rubber tabs here on this rubber air dam between the bumper and the body. And then also, I have a block heater. I'm going to work on that second, but you got both sides. We're going to do that one and go from there. Here's the engine block heater outlet. It was clipped to the rubber air dam, and then also to the bumper with these little guys. So little screwdriver will save your life in this little Christmas tree. You got 2 of these little clips and a little Christmas tree clip. Get those off, hang that sucker on the side. This bumper is free and ready to come off. How heavy is it, Ronnie? Not bad? Not bad.
This and that.
Yep, that's it. So we're gonna remove 4 8mm right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna pull this piece of plastic out. I don't have cruise control. I think it's adaptive cruise control. I don't have it on this truck. So we don't have to worry about that. Let's get your wiring harness right here that is attached to this plastic shroud with those wedge clips or whatever you want to call them. So we're going to pull those off with a screwdriver. All right, we're putting on the Y and the oblique bracket with these 3/8. There's only 2 come with it, so it's your 3/8 by I think 1.5 or 2 inch, whatever. We're using a 9/16 socket and wrench to put these suckers on. We're going to keep it loose. It has some play, so I'm assuming keep it loose, so when we bolt everything else to this, we get it right where it needs to go. All right, we're going to install the center bracket on. It says to use the carriage bolts, 2 nuts here, but it also came with 2 washers. And then you look at the instructions, it shows you putting a washer into a carriage, which don't think that's going to work out. So we're going to just use, doesn't say anything about washers. We're going to put washer and nut on the back of the carriage bolt. All right, and it shows, make sure these are facing towards the front of the truck, the angle, and these are where the 2 carriage bolts go. All right, now we're going to install these end mounting brackets. They look very similar. There's a little offset in these holes right here. So what I figured out is that weld goes far outside back. All right, because you could take this thing and flip it like this, but then the weld would be up here, and that is incorrect. You want the weld far in the back right here, and that's gonna bolt in to the frame and 2 points of the center bracket. All right, now you just torque these suckers to 75 foot-pounds per the instructions. And you do the first 3 right here, then we'll install that and we'll torque that down as well. Okay, we're throwing these 1/2 inch nut bolt washer kit in there, and you're gonna wanna run this bad boy down to 50 foot-pounds. So Ford tech spec calls for 50 foot-pounds on those 2 bad boys. We're gonna knock that out real quick. So I'm gonna put these camphor chamfer, tomato. I'm gonna put these suckers in. The chamfer just going inboard, and then we're gonna use some tape, a little blue tape right there to keep it from falling out while we fondle this beautiful winch. All right, we're gonna use these winch retaining bolts here. Get these installed. It says to just install the 4 of them, but I got 4 washers, 4 lock washers as well. I'm throwing them on. If I need to pull them off at the end, I could reach back there and do it, but I have nowhere else I could see where they go. Instructions don't call for it, but we're putting fender lock on the M10 as well. All right, 5/16 hex right there, and they're gonna go right in the back, and we're gonna mount those right on this plate. Everything's kind of loose here right now, so we can move stuff around. But again, it doesn't call for the lock or the fender, but we're putting it in there. We're gonna go by, Ronnie's gonna hold it up, I'm gonna go behind, get these things in loose and go from there. Okay, we're going the carriage bolts, we're gonna put those at 50 as well, 50 foot-pounds. We've left the winch loose, hand tight, so, but it's threaded on darn good. Remove the tape, so it's all ready to be cinched down when we're done. And we're gonna rip these down to 50 foot-pounds. Okay, the oblique bracket, 9/16. We're gonna go ahead and we, oh, okay, hold on, Ronnie, hold on, that's my hand. Oh, yeah. Sorry, brother. There we go. All right, now that I got my hand back, appreciate it, we're gonna torque this sucker down to 30 foot-pounds. All right. Ronnie Ronnie's just giving me a little payback. All right, go for it, Ronnie. Up.
Ready?
All right, yep. Now those 4 M10s right here. Go ahead and torque those down to 45 foot-pounds. We're ready to move on.
Right, assemble the winch control pack assembly to the winch control pack assembly bracket. Something like that. Right there. Comes with 2 M6 nuts and some washers, and we're good to go. All right, protective boots are on, the wiring harness, and we're gonna torque this down to 85 foot-inches, or inches, 85 pounds per inch. So we gotta get the small guy out and knock this thing out. We got these things torqued down, and we are running them behind the bumper bracket right here. And that's where the control pack sits. And I'm assuming it's gonna go somewhere right there. Haven't gotten there yet, but we will get there eventually. All right, getting these boots all the way on is ideal. You don't want them caught up. You want them slipping all the way down. You can see we struggled putting these on. They're tight, they're hard to get back on over. You may want to install the wiring harness before you put the winch on to get these on nice and tight. It took about, I don't know, 5 minutes with the needle nose, pulling it and getting it slipped. So just a little word of advice. It's kind of a pain in the butt. Route your 18 gauge ground wire around the back side in between green and blue. Run it across. It's gonna go sit inside. Pull the 2 waterproofing seals off, and then use some needle nose and get that thing in there real good. Then we'll reinstall these. All right, time to route negative and positive wires off the winch and the module. Negative is gonna run right in between that bracket that we installed and the frame. Go right under to the other side. Your positive, which is wrapped in the tubing, same direction, right through here, under there. Now we're gonna go there. Okay, there's the other side right there. So right under the cross member, under the radiator, positive, negative, boom, run up, and you can see, I'm shining the light right on it, right there. That is the radiator wiring harness. That is where you're gonna run and connect a zip tie to. Hard to see. You can barely see it right there. Connect a zip tie there, and we're gonna run this sucker, or we ran this sucker, all the way under there, and we're gonna zip tie it. It goes right up that wiring harness. Just follow it all the way up. And then right where you disconnected the airbox, that funky little wedge bracket, or you're gonna make a turn, and we're gonna run it right to the battery. From there, we'll raise this, well, I'm sorry, we already lowered the truck, but we'll go ahead and hook that up to the battery now. Okay, top side. Here's our 2 cables right here. And you can see, we're gonna come up, we're gonna turn, and we're gonna run this thing right up and around and connect positive to positive, negative to negative over there. And go from there. Okay, we ended up routing the cables on that AC line right under it. Boom, right up in between these 2 electrical boxes, came up, hooked the negative terminal on right there. You can see this is the winch cable, and then also hooked the positive up right there. And I just cut that off to make it fit. Factory fit and finish, baby. There we go. All right, Airbox is going in. Okay, we're about ready to put the bumper back on. Now, Ford realized after they wrote these instructions, they put a little note in the front to replace these with another Ford factory screw that it didn't come with. So I'm just gonna zip these off right here. What they're doing is they're catching, these things are catching the synthetic rope or synthetic wire on the winch and causing issues. So we're gonna zip these off, and then I don't know, I'll see how they look. I'll make them nice and smooth and be good to go. All right, just zip these things. Yeah, I'm a little wild today. What are you gonna do? There you go, quick, easy fix. Little 4.5-inch angle grinder. Zip them off, smooth them out. Should be. All right, get the bumper back on. We gotta lift this sucker a lot more, but that's where it is.
Right there, bro.
Okay, that helping?
Yeah.
Just notice that the pre-spool lever is gonna be darn close to the bumper. That's normal, okay, the bottom part. And we're gonna install the 2 outer sets of bolts there. The inner on the inner based on the frame and the tow hook. Those are gonna be later. All right, we did end up installing the crash bar bolts loose as well. Now we're gonna position this thing. We're gonna keep in mind to look at how flush it is on each side here. Side to side, get it just right. Push that sucker up and hope it looks good. Right, and that's how it works. Okay, get that bumper on. Like I said, we got those, the outers on. We torqued that down to 75 foot-pounds. And we assembled this guy down, straightforward. Just 2 nuts and bolts and lock nut. Put that on. Feed the wire rope through. You're gonna connect the remote here. It's got a small cable, and then when you put that bumper up, make sure to put off the control module, the remote hookup right here in this little cubby right behind the tow hook. That's where you want to connect that thing. There's no other way to do it. So make sure you do that. That was a tough one. Besides that, you want to make sure your bumper's aligned. I think mine's off like a 1/16 of an inch. It's tough, but I'm calling it good. But yeah, here we go to the next step. All right, install the inner bolts to the bumper there. Nice and easy. Everything's easy on this. Shoot, how long has it taken us so far? 4 hours? About 4 hours. We're about done. Put the plastics on. We're getting there. All right, last little thing here. Torque those things down, Ronnie. We're getting there. After you get everything tightened on, you do not use the center shroud. That goes. It will not fit. It's too tight down here, and even if you drop the bumper, it'd be too low. So all the pictures I've seen from Ford, they remove it. You can see this piece gets removed. This snaps in. Ford does make a aftermarket that will cover this whole section. Probably end up getting that someday. But these just snap right back on. Move on. All right, here's the finished product. Bumper's on. Looks good all around. Fender up real nice. Got her in. I'm gonna have a little too tight here, but that's it. Like I said, they make a filler piece for this. And I guess we'll come all the way over to here. This side's good to go. Yeah, I definitely can't free spool. Well, you can. There you go. No, I'll do that later. But here we go. We have a 12,000-pound winch on this beast. I'm gonna put this to use. I have some new adventures coming in. I got some big land that I can play on from here on out. So there's gonna be some great adventures in this truck, and this winch is gonna be able to be the good utility truck to have out in that area. Look forward to more videos on this bad boy, and appreciate your support. Please, if you made it this far, give me 5 thumbs up if you actually made it this far, because this is a darn long video. And like and subscribe, and catch you guys on the next one. Carly Kit 2.0 Backcountry coming next.